All
Hey,
right.
Derek, thanks for taking the time to answer a few of these questions for us. If we could just start by having you introduce yourself and just kind of say what you do and how long you've done it.
Okay, my name is Derek McCubbin. I work at G&M Body Shop West. It's for automotive body and paint repairs in Stillwater. And I've been in the manager position since about 2009. Is when I went there, started managing the West shop. Before that, I was doing estimating and supplements and parts, the daily grind work, so to speak, at our East location. And I started there around 2003 doing that. So I guess it's been a few years.
Yeah. And then as the owner and manager, how many employees do you manage?
At our location, at our West location, there's about 10 on average that would be taking place.
Okay.
So yeah, we normally have anywhere from 11 to 12 employees. So, but about on average, there's about 10 people I manage and have to take care of.
Okay. And so what would you say are the best ways for an organization to show employees they have organizational support or that they're valued by you and the organization?
That is, we normally do this at annual meetings at towards the end of the year when we're looking at numbers and profit margins, things like that. But we do have some sit down meetings and discuss ideas that work, that we've implemented, that or that haven't worked, and what we should change. If anyone has any new ideas or want to try something, but those only work if I put them into place and we follow through with those. A lot of times I've seen ideas come up and it sounds great, and then it doesn't get implemented and the follow through doesn't happen, of course. And then I think that pretty discouraging at that point for someone that had an idea and it doesn't even get into play, so to speak. But I think their ideas and input into the company and seeing the changes that they said, oh, that was my idea. And they feel that they instantly belong to that company.
Right. And then maybe they
That
have a little bit
helps.
more stake in it.
Oh, yeah.
What about motivation? How do you find that is the best way to motivate your employees, people that work
That's
with you?
money. Money motivates. That's bottom line. There's a there's a percent of people that love to work and have to work to feel good, and there's a lot of people that work because we need money so we can pay for our stuff that we buy and for what we do. So money motivates, bottom line. But what's nice where I'm at is uh, it's a multi-level facility because you're dealing with office staff that and these are all important people along the way to get this a vehicle repaired. There's office folks that write estimates and order parts and invoice parts and check parts and deal with insurance companies. There's the technicians, the skilled labor that have to do all that work, put a car back together. The painter has to paint the car. Then there's even the person that's cleaning the car. You think a detailer is not important, but most compliments we get are, wow, I've never seen my car so clean. So in the detail position that cleans the car, simply someone that's cleaning a car, they could catch problems with the job. Said, hey, there's a light bulb burned out that we just replaced a lamp. They can catch things like that along the way. So it's multi-level throughout the shop. So there are names on it when it gets out front. So if a particular car comes into the shop and, you know, office staff A is the one that handled the file, and then technician B is the one that worked on it, and the painter's the painter, his name's on all of them that get painted. And when it goes up front, and if the customer comes back in and says it's great, and things are awesome, and they can't believe how great it looks, and it's their names attached to it. We relay that info. I relay that info to the staff or technician anytime. So they have to own it at that point. Or the opposite, if there's a problem, that we instantly make them warranty their work. So they got to go
Yeah.
back and fix their job. And everyone there, office, the tech, the skilled labor, even the detail guy, someone even pushing a broom, sees that tech working on the car again and fixing their own mistake. That no one likes that, to see, like, you know, you're having to fix something that you already fixed. So
So
that's
along those same lines, do you like intentionally design your employees' jobs in a way that increases productivity or increases motivation? I think you kind of touched on that a little bit there.
I have with office personnel. I've with the technicians, I'm not in a large enough facility to implement some ideas that are circulating in the repair industry, where you have a crew of people that just take a car apart, and then a crew that do all the framework and mechanical, and then someone that's great skilled in just body repairs. We don't have that large enough facility nor the workforce to do that. So we have very few technicians at our shop. So we only have 3 body men and 1 painter. So they all have to do their part all the way through. But in the office setting, I've noticed I've placed people elsewhere, created one estimator and told him I want him to be a production manager because he was great with follow through on his jobs. He could deal with supplements, and he would get us paid on our supplements and deal with insurance companies. And he was quick to handle things in process, but he was bad on sales, bringing the vehicles into the shop. So why not have someone that's great with doing the behind the scenes stuff on all the vehicles, and leaving it up to other people that are better at sales and getting people in the door up front. So I've done it that way, where I've used their strengths or their weaknesses and put them in different spots.
And on that, like, how do you assess, you know, a person's strengths or weaknesses as you have an employee to make them to feel like they're in the right fit and in the right position for what they're doing?
Well, when they're hired on, they know I'm pretty upfront about what they're going to have to do. But really, it's just observing what they do and how they handle themselves. You know, the guy I made production manager, what made me clue in was he made some comment to an older lady and told her she needed to go move her car from the parking lot and park it underneath our overhang, and where it's in the shade, which sometimes you need that to just look at the damage. It makes it easier. But I was like, don't make that old lady go move her car. You know, it kind of sent off some, you know, clues in my head that maybe he's not that great with people necessarily, but he was really good at his job though. So I needed to move him, but really observing them and seeing where they fit best. But I don't have a lot of positions to move people around to different things.
Right.
So,
So kind of to shift gears then, what about, you know, in your mind, do you have a specific leadership style or philosophy as the leader of the organization? Is there something that you
I
follow, or is it just?
um uh I believe in lead by example. I remember two different books I've read, uh, and one's about uh, one's just talking about skill sets, and getting your hands dirty, and the other one was talking about like organizational skills. So, and I try to implement those with our office folks on when you get a new task because you get interrupted constantly. Uh, hey, here's something I've implemented myself and have read about. Why don't you do this? And it worked for them. So everyone has the same kind of process, and it's little things like you put things in folders in order of importance of how they need to be done, just chronologically, and you start on that. And if something else comes up new, it's a system of, can I do this in less than a minute? Is this something that needs to be handled like immediately? Is it something I can knock out real quick and be done with, and then it's out of my face and off of my task bar? Is this something that I'm going to have to involve more people on? So I've kind of implemented things like that to them. But so lead by example is be the biggest thing. So if I'm walking through the shop and I see trash, I pick it up. If there's rags on the floor, masking tape, I sweep up piles of dirt, and in hopes that other people will see me sweeping and quickly grab brooms and go sweep themselves, and start cleaning up. But that doesn't happen. So I don't think everyone, they're not going to follow my lead exactly that way. They just see it's like, oh, he just can't stand still, so he's just doing his bit, and that's what I do.
Right.
But I'm kind of it's not great, but a passive aggressive, verbally with communication to people. So it's more, I view it as more a sarcasm. But
Yeah.
uh,
So,
so
with leadership, obviously there's this relationship between the leaders and the followers, or the employer and the employees. So
yes.
in your mind, then, like, what makes a good follower? What does a good follower look like to you, or what does a good employee look like?
Oh, well, that's easy. That's uh, as a good follower will look at who their boss is, or their manager, or their leader in whatever position, and will copy and mimic them. But along the way, they will question and ask why we're doing this thing this way, or why do we put two copies on here? Why does this happen? And the leader needs to be able to explain everything. Say, we do this because that has to be at point A here, and this one's got to be over point B, so they can handle something on the backside of blah blah blah. So a follower is going to totally mimic a leader, but at the same time want to know why they're doing something a certain way if they can't figure it out on their own.
Okay. Hey, very good, man. Thank you. Appreciate your time and your input, and your expertise on all of this. So uh, thanks for joining me, and I'll let you get back to the rest of your Saturday.
Very good.